Joy's one of those people. She woke up the day of her birthday, 29 feels different. I was like, Joy, you just went to bed 8 hours ago. You know the people that just say, oh, I feel different. Like as soon as they take some type of medicine or anything like that, you know those people, as soon as they take something immediately, oh, I feel better. I was like, you could have took a placebo. You cannot tell me in 8 hours from the time you fell asleep and woke up 8 hours later, you just feel different.
It feels different even being able to say that I'm 29. Like it just feels grown. There's something about it. I don't know. It feels different.
It can feel different, but the way you were explaining
it's still cute. Like 20 is like, okay, you got a couple years left. Like 29 is like, oh, you're about to be there. So I just feel like 29 feels good. And I said this on the live and Justin like jumped down my throat, but because he was like, oh, like what are your goals this year? And I really don't have any. I just actually want to enjoy this year because this is a year of reflection for me. I think that your 20s are all about accumulation. You're just accumulating everything, physical, mental, friendships. Like you accumulate things. And then I think your 30s are a refining process of those things. It's like, okay, so this is what I did in my 20s. That was cool, but I'm gonna now curate what I want out of these things that I accumulated, because some of the things make sense and some of the things are you did it because it was trendy or it was cool or it's what you thought you want but you didn't know who you were yet. So I think I want to start my refining process pretty soon here, and because of that I really need to deeply reflect, because I've changed so much as a person. I'm not who I was when I was 22.
Not at all. You are who you were when you were 27.
Right. Like I'm a completely different person. So because of that, I want to take a second. I don't feel the need to, completely set up this year. Like, okay, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and I'm going to do this, because I just so deeply believe that if I'm right on the inside, if I've done the work within, then whatever happens outside of me is going to be perfect. But if I set all these exterior goals, if you will, then I'm gonna overwhelm myself. I know that because I already know what I'm just gonna say primary goal is the refining process, right? So if I say, well, I wanna travel to this place, I wanna do this, I wanna do that, I'm going to start to put pressure on myself to do those things before 30. And I don't want to do that, because I feel like 30 already comes with such a thing. Like, oh, do all this stuff before 30, and I've worked hard to be my own person and not feel those pressures, so I don't want to be the source of my own pressure.
And that's fair. But what you just explained right now was a goal. Your goal for 29 was refinery and reflection. You did not say that on the live. All you said is, I just want to enjoy.
I said I just want to enjoy.
I just want to live my life. And what I
Why
was
is
saying,
that not a good enough answer?
Principles of success. It's like as we continue to grow and live more lives and attain more wisdom and achieve more, do more, experience more, in order to continue to do that, you have to set some type of goals for yourself. In your process right now, you clearly are on a personal journey. And along this personal journey, your goal is to refine and reflect upon your past 29 years. That's a goal. That takes work. There are weekly, monthly tasks that are associated with that. And because of that, you will come to next year in a different place. So that is a goal. I set up the question saying, what are 3 things that you want to accomplish or experience? And you just kind of went off. But that's definitely the main thing you want to experience. You want to refine and reflect. And this the way you beautifully just stated, the eloquence of the accumulation and now refining that, like that's a jewel. That is a goal. That's something that you are looking to accomplish in this year, moving on to 30.
Oh my gosh.
That's a goal. And a goal doesn't have to be, well, I'm going to make $150,000 or I'm going to sell 1,000 t-shirts. There's different types of goals. And the problem, I think sometimes when we set goals, we shy away from setting goals because we set lofty goals. And those goals aren't attained, and then when we don't attain them, we say, well, goal setting doesn't work for me. It's like we just have to be smart with the types of goals that we set. When I went back to work on this TV show that I'm on now, my goals changed. What I was able to accomplish from week to week when I was just doing my own thing were far different than the goals where now 40 hours of my time is dedicated to something else.
Right.
I can't have the same goals that I had in February, March, April that I have in July, August, and September, because my time is just not there. And in the beginning, I was beating myself up. well, I still need to accomplish all this. Well, the reality is the circumstances changed.
Right.
So I can't beat myself up for not accomplishing the same types of goals when I had 40 more hours, way more focus, no interaction with other people. I was in complete control of my time, working autonomously. That is very different. So you have to be realistic in that standards when we set our goals. So there's nothing wrong with setting different goals, but we have to recognize where we're at.
Right.
Someone who's an entrepreneur who doesn't have to go to work every day, they can set a crazy goal and accomplish it. And someone may be working a full-time job.
I would like to work from 16 different countries this year. Like, yeah, you can.
Yeah, that's hard to say if you're clocking in 5 days a week. That's a tough goal.
Right.
Your goal may be, my goal is to spend 5 weekends out of the year traveling somewhere. Like, that could be your goal. Where this person is, well, I want to work 52 weeks out of the country, you may only get 5. Yeah, there's different levels to it.
Maybe it was the word accomplish that triggered me. You
gotcha.
said things that you want to accomplish. Because I think the other thing that I'd like to do as far as refining and figuring out, what I'd like in my life is really figuring out what I want moving forward. Not just the things I want or experiences I want, but just like who I want to be and in what capacity. So I know that that's vague, but just...
That's the journey that you're on.
And I think that's a life journey, but I'd like to be able to answer that without hesitance.
Got you.
Because I think that all through my 20s, I'd be like, well, I really want to do this, but I don't know if, I want to be able to say, this is what I want to do and this is why, because I've really thought about it. I've taken the time. And also I want to be okay with things that I used to want, maybe not wanting them the same way anymore. And I need to
divorcing yourself from those thoughts.
Yeah, and I need to be okay with it. And I mostly am, but because I have changed so much. But it is hard, like when you say you've wanted certain things for so long, and then to change your mind. What did you say the other day? What did I change my mind about? We were walking the dogs, and you said, I've been telling you to do that for years.
Oh, I don't remember.
I can't remember what it was, but it was a thing where he told me to do it years ago, and I wasn't into it. And now I am, so I mentioned it. He's like, oh, I've been telling you to do that for years, and now you want to do it. And I said, well, am I not allowed to change my mind?
Yes, you did say that.
Yeah, because is that a thing? So, that's the other thing, giving myself permission to divorce certain thoughts and be okay with changing my mind. And again, I might change my mind 5 years from now. So nothing is set in stone. Being a human being is just ever flowing, ever changing, and I do think that I'm more comfortable with that now.
And I think that's the most amazing part of hearing you speak right now, and many people can relate, is the ability to be unafraid of just living and going with your gut and trusting your feelings. And as you guys have heard us talk over the last 6 months, is I'm developing more of an affinity for traveling and wanting to see the world. And before, I was very much of the mindset, okay, I need to make this money so we can have this house and have the life, the typical American dream. But now I'm at the point is, I think I would rather spend the money that I would save going towards a house to then go experience and travel the world.
Yeah.
And we, when Joy and I have talked about really getting rid of things and decluttering and losing our attachment to material things.
Which I did a major purge this weekend. I just needed you all to be proud of me because I was a hoarder.
Yes. So you did do a major purge. But if you think about it, a house is a thing. It's some people call it an asset. If you are in it, looking at it as an asset, not living in it, a home can be one. But for most times, it's a liability. But it's an accumulation of stuff. As we work hard and we buy this massive piece of land and property, and we buy this storage area where we spend 8 hours of our day there, and then we sleep there, and then our weekends. But it's like we pour tens of thousands in it, and some of us become house poor because we've saved hundreds of thousands of dollars on this thing. And while yes, again, what can happen when the market goes up, I understand all those points. So I'm not naive here when I'm speaking to real estate. No, I'm not. But just looking at that experience is hundreds of thousands of dollars to go buy a home. Like I'm looking at, I just heard my mother-in-law say something like, oh yeah, so-and-so, I think they spent $10,000 to fix this. You spent $10,000 to fix this minor thing in your home. Like, imagine what you can do with $10,000. You could literally go see probably 5 to 6, 7 different countries with $10,000.
Well, depending on how you're seeing
correct. Yeah. Depending how you're seeing, but still, like you can take one. You could get a round trip ticket to Europe and then hop on these small little flights and see all these different countries, stay at these various different hotels for $10,000. Now that experience over a course of maybe a month, in comparison to what you spent $10,000 on this home for this
like to
stuff.
Repair something.
Correct. So it's just kind of a mindset shift that I am experiencing now, and it's nice to be in a time where these thoughts and ideas are welcomed and accepted, and because this is not something that our parents maybe had the luxury of experiencing. They grew up in a time where their parents were just getting their freedom, so it was like they had an opportunity to really go seize the world, and having a job and securing a house and living the quote-unquote American dream and providing an opportunity for us to live it. But now we have seen, just with the economy change, and the world is just vastly different than it was 50 years ago, and it's like we don't necessarily want the same things our parents want, but it being accepted to not want those same things.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm excited about as we move on to 30. And as I celebrate my 30th birthday next February, I had originally said that I was going to throw a yacht party. I've said it for years. Before Issa had her yacht party a few years ago, I've been saying for at least 5 years that I was going to throw a yacht party for my 30th birthday. And I have been adamant and dead set on it. And I've looked at the prices, and it cost thousands of dollars, and I was completely okay with spending the money that what it was going to cost to have the yacht party. But then, I think it was just a week or two ago, I told Joy, I was like, why would I spend this kind of money for 4 hours of fun with my friends? I don't doubt that it'd be an amazing time. But I was like, I could take that money and go to a country that I really want to visit and just relax and enjoy and be with the world.
Yeah.
And to me, that is more important now than throwing a yacht party with friends. I would love for if friends wanted to join us on that trip and we had a good time, fine. But it's like moving in a different way and just experiencing more life. And I was on Instagram yesterday, and a gentleman I was following posted an interesting caption on his story, and he was like, I don't want any more invites to parties, probates, clubs. He's like, invite me to a vacation, invite me to field access and floor seats to a football game, or invite me to experience something memorable. And I was just like, I completely 100% relate to that. While I still do want to come to the parties, because there is still time for the fun, to go to the parties and go to the clubs and celebrate and let loose occasionally. Like that's still enjoyable. And I would be naive to say that, or I wouldn't be naive, I'd be lying if I said I wouldn't still want to go out occasionally with my friends and have a good time. But as I get older and my thoughts are changing, is I do want those phone calls where someone's like, hey, we're going to Italy next summer. Would you be interested in going? Or hey, we have floor seats to the Lakers games to watch LeBron play. Do you want to come sit down? Like, yeah, like that's what I want to do. I'd rather have that than bottles at the club. And it's like, we can go to the club and we'll go to Vegas and we'll spend 3 racks on a bottle. Like, for a bottle that we know we can go to Vons and buy $50, we'll spend 3 racks.
Yeah.
But it's like that 3 racks.
Not we, but
no, not we.
We
but
as a society.
Correct. But those 3 racks again can go somewhere so different, from plane tickets to experiences and hotels to courtside seats. Like, I've always said that I want to go sit courtside at a Lakers game. Something I've always said. But before, I've let the price just freak me out and say, I would never do this. But it's like now, I cannot spend on these different things, and there may be a time where I'll go spend $800-900 on a ticket. And that's an experience I got to see of a major game, sitting courtside. Now, $900, I can get you a courtside seat at Staples Center, but it may get me row 2. I may be just behind courtside, but still, like, being able to take those moments and those dollars to experience something amazing.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at.
I think that's an excellent shift, and that's a huge deal for you. This is almost like unrecognizable from the person that you were just probably like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So.
And that's credit to you. The credit to your growth and your development. And that's the great thing is when you find a partner who pushes you and challenges you and and you're open to those experiences and those challenges and those different experiences and schools of thoughts and opinions. That's the amazing thing, and why Joy and I tell and say our marriage truly is a partnership is because we both are willing to move down a different path if it is beneficial or could be beneficial to the both of us. Mm-hmm. We recognize and see the benefits that's working in your life, and then we'll slowly introduce those schools of thoughts or beliefs to each other. And they're like, okay, well maybe this works or maybe this doesn't work, and then we navigate accordingly. But we have grown year over year because we haven't been resistant to change. Mm-hmm. And that's the most exciting part about our marriage is every day, like every week, we just continually operate under the guise of we're gonna get better. Mm-hmm. And as we get better, you're gonna get better. Yeah. And even if you want to fight me, you're not gonna fight me because here's the proof that this is better.
Exactly.
And we're gonna just continue to level up.
Yeah. But I think